Hello, darling. Welcome back. Today we're watching some more Ish. I really enjoyed the crazy storytelling and just how do I like drama and like cinema pretty much of the last video that we watched. It was very up and down for me personally, but overall it was amazing. I really liked it, and I've been recommended this video, which is 1,000 players build massive civilization in Minecraft. I'm very excited, and I hope you are as well. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing. It'd really help me out. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you. Are you ready? Let's go.
In the biggest social experiment ever done in Minecraft, I scattered 1,000 people across 4 massive islands to simulate a realistic civilization. The players were given no help or guidance, and just like in real life, if you die, you remain dead forever.
Oh!
Now each player has the freedom to do whatever they want. Gather resources, join a society, become a dictator, or if it comes down to it, go to war.
Oh no, not again.
With so many people on each island, anything can happen. But I can promise you one thing. This event ended up having the most entertaining story arc I've ever seen. You do not want to miss this. So pick a nation to root for and enjoy the video. I present to you the 1,000 player civilization experiment.
Yay!
Don't forget, if you want to participate in these videos, join my Discord server, and of course, subscribe to my channel.
I'm so tempted. I just don't play Minecraft enough, dude.
All right, everyone ready to be teleported? Jump if you're ready. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I'm in.
On day 1, all 1,000 players were teleported to their islands, each its own biome. We had plains, desert, snow, and jungle.
This is huge.
What would you guys want to be spawned in on? I feel like, personally, I would want jungle. Either jungle or probably just plains. I think doing snow would be a lot of fun, but it would be such a annoying grind, I feel like. Oh wait, we're agreeing on jungle? Oh, I do see snow. Forest or plains. Okay. Okay, so we're in agreement. Hell yeah.
Players spent the first day scouting their island, searching for a place to settle, but almost immediately we started to see people dying, and oddly they were all coming from the snow island. It turned out people were freezing to death after getting stuck in powdered snow, which looks exactly like regular snow but sucks you in like quicksand.
Oh dude, I'd die.
Oh no. Even worse for the poor people on the snow island, trees were almost nowhere to be seen. The desert island also had very few trees, which players needed if they wanted to get wood. But the places where players did find trees quickly became extremely valuable.
That is so pretty. Fuck, can I change my answer? Wait, can I say desert? So that I can live around a fucking oasis? Well, I don't know if this qualifies as oasis because it's on the coast, but this is so pretty.
Evil hotspots for groups to settle at and colonize. Look at all these people coming together. Community crafting. They're making progress. Meanwhile, the people on the jungle island had essentially unlimited trees and were thus already thinking about other things. What did you say your plan was?
I'm gonna take over the world. This is my right-hand man.
Oh.
Darbo. Hello,
Oh
right-hand
no.
man Darbo.
Don't talk to him.
Oh.
He doesn't speak.
While having a lot of trees did seem like an advantage at first, many jungle people found the island to be difficult to traverse, given the immense amount of trees and the hostile mobs that would spawn on the surface due to lack of sunlight.
Yo, run a highway along the top of the trees. Thoughts? Thoughts? I think it could work.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This fear of traveling also made it more difficult for jungle people to talk with each other, since players could only read chat messages from people 100 blocks away from them or less. Although frankly, at least they didn't have to see what me and the admins were looking at. Lastly, we get to the Plains Island, and boy was it different from the others.
I like this.
It truly was just the perfect island to live on, with green grass, trees, animals, and no natural dangers. Guys, make a little animal family. Or farm. Not needing to worry about dying as much as everyone else, the people on the Plains Island were among the first to start mining for resources like iron or diamonds. They were also the first to build up villages and, yes, to create civilizations. Throughout the first day, you could see two main groups starting to come together. One of them, a democracy led by a player named Horace Crown.
Our aim is building the most beautiful and nicest city on the entire server.
And the second, also a democracy led by a player named Sidefall.
I just want to make sure nobody dies.
Yo, W leader right there. That's my guy. He's got my vote.
How similar these two civilizations were. They were both located on the southern shore, they both had democratic elections, and their leaders both wanted good for their own people. I just hope nothing happens to change that.
I'm gonna make an Among Us character.
Never mind, I hope they die. Soon it was the end of day one. Players across all 4 islands logged off and made plans for the following day.
Oh.
It was on day 2 when civilizations really began to thrive. In the southeast corner of the desert, what used to be
so
an empty
pretty.
patch of grass was turning into the desert's largest nation.
Ooh.
Yo, what's up, Ish? The Sultan is back.
You might recognize the player storming hell from my first civilization video where he led a nation called the Sultanate. Well, now the desert dictator is back with the Sultanate 2.0, and this time with a population of over 100 people.
I want to
Dude, that's so
maintain order and
sick.
peace in the desert.
The rules, as established by the Sultan, included wear proper attire, do not eat pork, complete your mandatory work, and most importantly, acknowledge the Sultan as the supreme and divinely chosen leader. Moving on, since it was still hard to get food in the dry climate, the people of the Sultanate focused on developing different types of food production, like fishing in the surrounding ocean. On top of this, a player named Drip Chicken made a chicken market.
No.
Although, when I checked it out myself, it turned out to be a very different type of market.
Welcome to Los Pollos Hermanos.
Thank you.
Would you like some totally legal sugar?
Anyway, we finally go back to the Snow Island. As I was flying around, I found what I can only describe as a British shrimp. Is the cold climate really the best place for a shrimp?
I mean, depends. But look at my little friend over here, you know?
Wait, who's your friend? Underneath?
Yeah, he's fully here. He's literally...
Oh.
He's chilling.
Oh, he's up here now.
No,
Oh, he's gonna die.
no,
Oh, he's gonna
fish
die.
buddy. Please go back down.
Despite the killer powdered snow and the occasional polar bear, the people on the Snow Island were actually doing pretty well building settlements together. Nobody was fighting because everyone had one common enemy, the harsh climate. That being said, it turned out that all of these snow settlements might be a bit more than just little communities. On day 2, rumor was getting out about a conspiracy that, despite them all being spread out across the entire island, a lot of these snow settlements were actually all being run by one single person, whose goal was to unify the entire Snow Island under one mighty empire. This person's name was Alanulo, and he was running this entire empire recruitment operation from an underground bunker where he felt he was safe for the time being. Essentially, what he would do was hold meetings with people who were already leaders of their own settlements and convince them to merge their civilizations with his empire so they would be stronger together. He would
Is this like a shadow dictator kind of sort of thing going on? Like, you have puppet leaders and stuff? I'm gonna remain optimistic, because as long as he doesn't go mad with power, that might not be a bad idea.
give these leaders orders to fulfill, and in exchange, they would be guaranteed high-ranking positions in the Empire. If this Empire actually succeeds in uniting all 300 people on the Snow Island, it would easily become the most powerful nation in the world. In fact, it would be bigger than the Sultanate and the two Plains democracies combined. Will this ambitious plan actually succeed? Let's see what happens in the following days.
Ooh. Ooh. It's just Santa and his elves? Okay, buddy. Okay.
We've now covered the politics of every island except for the jungle, so what's going on here? Well, quite frankly, I had no freaking idea. It was chaos. There were about 30 different camps and tribes spread out across the entire island, and a lot of them were in constant fights with each other.
What?
Who are these?
Why?
There's a fight here. Here's a tribe that imprisoned one of their own members for being, quote, too rich.
I say we
What?
tax him and then let him out of jail.
What
the fuck?
So overall, there was chaos, nobody trusted one another, and to add to this, nobody wanted to travel too far into the jungle because they were scared of rogue tribes and especially hostile mobs. In fact, we actually had to remove creepers on day 3 because they were killing too many people.
Whoever asked.
Now, there were actually 2 tribes that were considered the most influential in the jungle. The first, a river-based settlement called the Sea People, whose leader
Whoa! What? Oh, this is sick.
was killed almost immediately by a random rogue tribe. The new leader, Yeetspeak, dedicated his rule to maintaining order, but also to keeping his people happy by setting up events like stand-up comedy nights.
I got
Oh,
a few
no.
jokes about unemployed people. Oh wait, none of them work.
The second influential tribe was located in the dead center of the jungle, and it was what appeared to be a faction revolving around the worship of a player named Seth. Hello, Mr. Seth.
Oh, what's up, bro?
Oh, this is just creepy. You're telling me this isn't a personality cult?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. It's a way of life, alright? It's a religion.
Lastly, as I was flying around, I happened to run into this guy again.
I'm gonna take over the world.
Believe it or not, he had actually become the leader of a pretty impressive settlement. Granted,
Oh.
there was a lot of internal drama in his tribe.
Do you see this like really cool tower thing that we're building here?
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. It's really cool, isn't it? And do you see our farm over there? It looks really cool and nice. Now come over here.
Uh-oh.
Could you tell us what this is?
In short, 2 of Wazik's tribe members built a librarian's tower, and he thought it was ugly and wanted to burn it down. Now, when I talked to the librarians, they said Wazik just doesn't like the library because he's illiterate. As I said, drama. Now,
Listen, not all illiterate people hate libraries, okay? Myself, you know, I can speak for myself, okay? They're not to be hated. We just avoid them because they point out our weaknesses, okay?
the jungle wasn't the only place having problems. The Plains Island was seeing both a surge in development, this whole place is awesome, but also a rise in tension. The leader of one of the Plains democracies, Horace Crown, had found out that the other Plains nation run by Sidefall had reached out to the Snow Island looking for potential alliances. Horace Crown did not like that Sidefall was reaching out to other islands instead of reaching out to him, so he quickly established his own alliance with 2 other Plains settlements, both located on the east side of the island, which would essentially cut off Sidefall's access to most of Plains if a war were to break out.
We think Sidefall is definitely up to something, and we're planning to stop him.
The people living on the Plains Island, who had otherwise taken their peaceful lives for granted, were getting very worried about a potential massive war that would devastate their homes.
Here in KFC, we want family, not war.
Meanwhile, on the desert island, the Sultan storming hell was not happy when he discovered that a group of mountaineers had made their home on the mountains surrounding the Sultanate. So the 2 groups had a meeting to discuss this dispute over land.
Why does the Sultanate have any more right to a plot of land?
Simply, might makes right. We're stronger, so if it comes down to it, may the stronger group win.
People in the desert were starting to get worried about Storming Hell's tyrannical nature, so some of them moved to a quickly growing democratic nation on the other side of the island.
Oh my god! Is that the legend? Is that the guy?
This was Theria, the name derived from the Greek word for freedom. I asked their elected president, Saps, about the Sultanate.
Hopefully we can establish some peaceful relations for now. I mean, we're in the middle of a desert. Why fight, you know?
Overall, each island had its own conflict between the desert's sultan dominance, the plains' alliance disaster, the jungle's total chaos, and the Snow Empire's takeover. At least one of these conflicts was bound to erupt very soon.
Ooh.
And that conflict was Plains. At
Oh.
the beginning of day 4, a propagandist told everyone that Sidefall was about to attack the Plains Island. Horus Crown called a code red, and everyone on Plains was freaking out, including these guys at the center of the Plains Island who built a tavern on a lake. I spoke with the bartender.
Welcome
That's
to the tavern.
sick.
I hope you can enjoy a nice beer, since it might be our last.
So at this point, you're probably wondering, what was Sidefall actually doing?
Probably
It turns
nothing.
out Sidefall was just as confused as everyone else, since he had no plans to attack anyone. The propagandist had lied.
I have no clue what these guys are talking about. I don't want to attack anyone. I don't want a civil war.
You were framed. I can't believe it. So now, both sides were gearing up for a war over
Oh my
nothing but
God.
miscommunication. And all throughout, Sidefall was desperately trying to reach out to the other Plains leaders, saying that he didn't want war. The other leaders doubted him, but they actually agreed to meet with him as long as they met on neutral ground.
Okay. Now, as long as nothing happens where, okay, it would be so easy if in the middle of this, someone like shoots an arrow or somehow like starts a fight, because then it's going to lead to war. As long as they can talk and everyone's open-minded, this should be fixed.
Whoever told you guys I want war is lying.
Tell us the truth then.
While they talked, Horus Crown secretly had undercover spies search Sidefall's entire village, but he wasn't aware Sidefall had someone else place a
Oh
bunch
my
of TNT
God!
under his village. But before things went too far,
Folks, we have a peace deal.
Okay.
by the thinnest of margins, crisis was averted. After
Oh my
talking, the
God.
leaders had made a peace treaty. I actually didn't get to see much of the meeting, but here's essentially what happened. Sidefall first apologized to the other Plains leaders for not being open with them, specifically about his relationship with the Snow Island. He told them he had only reached out to Snow in hopes to get on the good side of a player named A Freakin' Turkey, who was apparently Olanulo's second in command. The Plains leaders discussed their disagreements on foreign relations, Horus Crown preferring keeping alliances within Plains, and Sidefall believing in making allies on other islands. But they were able to put their differences aside. They banished the propagandist from the Plains Island, and at the end, the four major Plains nations created a Great Plains Alliance. The Plains Island went from being on the brink of war to being the most united island of all.
Very nice.
And it wasn't just Plains. Toward the end of the day, all four islands were prospering. From the people on Snow collecting resources and building together, to the people in the desert working on the Sultan's
Oh my God.
project, which was to create a massive holy city. Even the jungle was at peace at
Whoa.
the end of day 4, since the remaining jungle people were just thankful that they were still alive. Soon though, it was the next day. But before we let people back onto the server, the admins and I decided to add a little something.
Ooh.
We added a fifth island in the center of the world, and we didn't tell the players that we did this. We wanted to see who would discover the island, how long it would take to find, and then what would happen next. So we started up
That's
the server,
cool.
and the wait began. But meanwhile, we have to talk about the Snow Island. Hello, Turkey.
Hello, Ish. How's it going?
On day 5, the player A Freakin' Turkey finally gave me a full explanation of the mysterious Snow Empire, which I found out was named the Aculon Empire.
Ooh, okay.
Still fearing for his safety, the Empire's founder, Olanulo, gave orders entirely from his secret underground bunker, while his second in command, A Freakin' Turkey, carried out his orders and led the people on the ground.
Honestly, I think I like this guy the most. Because this seems very something that I would do. Not being like a public influencing person, but like having a council, or at least like I think I would prefer, instead of being head of council, just being like on a council and like not being a direct leader. I think I'm contradicting myself. Okay, hold on. Them working under one person is good. I think I would want to be the hidden council member to then help determine how to do everything. You know what I mean? Because I think once you're publicly known as being something important, then especially in like situations like this, then you just get murdered and stuff. I don't know. I like kind of the secretive part of this one, actually. As long as he doesn't go crazy. Let's not turn into ruthless murder everybody, please.
You guys have settlements across the entire island.
There is a lot. Just know none of it was made by slaves.
The Empire relied on strict
You have to point that out?
maintain peace. It's now 200 citizens were each assigned a daily job like building, mining, or fighting. And whenever they were online, all citizens were required to be in 2 Discord voice channels at once, which I didn't even know was possible. Also, the Aculon Empire made it a point to document everything, including its list of members, its hierarchies, its physical landmarks. But what I found most impressive was the high-level operation going on in this seemingly regular building.
This singular building is the richest place in the entire server.
They called this the Quartermaster's House, and it was where the Aculon Empire not only collected and stored all its resources, but also distributed items using a complex request system, where, for example, a citizen asks for iron ingots, and then the Quartermasters decide exactly how much iron that citizen deserves, based on a detailed algorithm they developed.
This is insane, and I love this. I don't have the brain power to do this. That's crazy.
Go try breaking into this place.
Not yet. Let's just say, if you tried to get in without permission, you're not gonna get a very nice welcome.
And I kid you not, just a few minutes later, this player, Xelius, was caught trying to sneak his way in, and he was sentenced to a public execution to be held the next day. Things are kind of strict around here, huh?
As long as they don't take away my squid, I'm a happy man.
The Snow Island continued to be hyper-vigilant about criminals, but so were other nations, like the Desert Sultanate, which made an inescapable prison. He is surrounded by lava. Or Wazik's nation in the jungle, which made a giant sand trap. This is evil.
Just you wait until we have a nice little deliberation with some.
Oh my god.
Even
what the fuck?
Didn't feel exactly safe, as this self-described capitalist nation made a giant wall to protect its people.
We want to make sure that communists cannot take this away from us.
But as I was talking to these guys, I got tipped off from someone in the desert that something big was about to happen. The Sultanate army's on the move.
Uh-oh. Caleb! Thank you so very much for gifting a sub. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Thank you so very much, darling. Thank you. Thank you.
Happen. The Sultanate army's on the move. The Sultan had sent his elite squad on a secret nighttime mission. Their goal? To find a group of people that had been rumored to want to assassinate the Sultan. They're at the north side of the island now.
Oh yeah, okay, this is our target,
Okay, let's go.
These are little guys.
According to the Sultan, the people hiding in this little settlement were indeed the attempted assassins, and now the group had a decision to make.
Oh, we're gonna kill this guy.
Do we kill this guy?
Up until now, there hadn't been any violence between desert nations. Will this be the breaking point?
Damn.
We are showing the desert that if you make plans to kill me, justice will come for you.
If we're acting on just rumors, I don't like that, but I don't know how in-depth the rumors were and if there was proof. I don't like him.
Sultan's elite squad spent the rest of the night raiding the settlement, but during their chase of another suspected assassin, they ran, literally, into a major dilemma.
We know he's running to Theria.
The guy they were trying to kill was running toward the democratic nation of Theria to get asylum there. The Sultanate is really about to roll up on Theria. Holy. This could cause a major conflict. But the Sultanate's army didn't care. They barged into Theria and searched every single house to find this one person, who ultimately ended up getting away. Meanwhile, the people of Theria were freaked out by the raid, but when they looked to their leader Saps for guidance, he was nowhere to be seen. He had fled.
What?
Eventually, the Sultanate's army left, but Theria was not going to forget this.
Saps ran? What? Oh my god.
By attempting to blow up the quartermaster's house, Zelius betrayed our people. And for this, he must
all the
die.
snowballs.
Glory to Aculon.
Damn.
It was a busy day for A Freakin' Turkey. The execution was successful.
Nice.
But the Empire
So
didn't
dramatic.
yet have a written constitution or a justice system. So A Freakin' Turkey met with a player who claimed to be a lawyer to set up a legal system.
You get the smaller seat, unfortunately, but do know it is quite important as well.
I'm used to cramming into tight spaces.
Afterward, A Freakin' Turkey took his guard to Drew and confronted some farmers who he claimed weren't producing enough food for the Empire.
I swear I will not miss any payment I have to owe you.
Drew, the bow, please. I expect 5 stacks of bread delivered within 1 to 2 business days.
Even though he was a little tyrannical at times, A Freakin' Turkey was actually becoming very well liked in the Aculon Empire because he got things done and he was a charismatic speaker.
Fellow citizens, it is my distinct honor to pronounce Steve and Pixel as husband and wife.
Yay!
See, even though he was only the second in command of the Snow's
my pure eyes. My pure eyes. What the fuck? What the hell?
Aculon Empire, many people were starting to view A Freakin' Turkey as a better candidate for leader than Alanulo, since most people in the Empire had never even seen Alanulo, given that he's been hiding underground the entire time, afraid of being assassinated. In fact, some of his own citizens weren't even sure he existed. While Alanulo ruled from afar, only talking with high-ranking officials, A Freakin' Turkey was considered a man of the people, someone who talks to everyone.
I wonder if he's gonna turn. If he's gonna turn and want more power.
In fact, A Freakin' Turkey had gained so much notoriety that leaders of other nations were starting to reach out to him for alliances rather than to Alanulo. So as a result of all of this, Alanulo was starting to get a little worried.
Turkey knows that I created this empire and its entire political system, and as long as I am alive, I will be its only ruler.
That's very funny.
Our monkey religion, we hold fast to.
Here on the Jungle Island, things haven't slowed down one bit. Amidst the chaos, this small group had made a monkey religion, and their goal was to build the biggest tree in the entire world.
Whoa!
While everyone else is fighting and killing each other, we are peacefully building.
By now, every tribe in the jungle seems to have its own goal. These guys, building a tree. This group, called the Blue Cross, provided food and shelter to refugees. Meanwhile, Wazak's goal, which was still to take over the world, was seemingly driving him mad, especially after the librarians built a second tower. You did this out of spite, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah.
Overall, it seemed like there was a lot on Wazak's mind, as if he was planning something big.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, Seth and the Sea People were still the two biggest tribes in the jungle, and both pursued very innovative political strategies. For example, Seth got married, but only so he could parade around the jungle and demand wedding gifts from everyone.
What?
And you know what? It freaking worked. The Sea People, on the other hand, had taken on a massive goal, which was to finally end the chaos in the jungle. And they did this by sending out stealth groups and hunting down thieves, murderers, and anyone who they claimed did wrong. However, some of the supposed wrongdoers they killed were actually allies of Seth. In response, Seth demanded that the Sea People stop their initiative immediately, but the Sea People planned to continue. All of a sudden, the jungle island was on the verge of a massive war, as if there wasn't enough chaos already.
Yeah, there's not like a real actual system. They're just kind of, I feel like they're trying out different stuff and not really thinking of what could be bad about it, just trying it to try it. 7 days in. Oh,
Wait,
finally?
is someone actually here?
I think so.
Oh?
This is crazy. This is awesome, man.
On day 7, a player named the Pokemonkey discovered the secret 5th island. The island had a mysterious dead terrain, a small pre-built village in the center, and underground, it contained netherite, which is the strongest and rarest resource in the world.
Oh. Interesting.
Now, Pokemonkey was a part of Sidefall's nation in Plains, and he quickly alerted Sidefall about the very strange and unexpected discovery he'd just made. He's taking the blue lantern so people believe it. Guys, I'm not lying, there really is an island. 2 minutes later, another person found the center island. This time, someone from the jungle. Then, like a domino effect, more and more people started arriving, typically either alone or in small groups, like these guys from the desert. Even though they all came from different islands and nations, nobody was fighting. In fact, they seemed to be forming friendships and simply admiring this new mysterious place. He's saying this is amazing. Quickly, word began spreading across the world that there was a 5th island, and about 30 minutes into day 7, basically everyone knew. It was crazy how fast everyone found out. Now, some nations were hesitant about visiting, believing that the island was some sort of trap, while other nations like the Aculon Empire sent out large exploratory groups to investigate the island. So Aculon is here, but instead of mining for netherite, they're taking the wool from the desert. Oh, they don't have sheep in the snow island. That makes sense. Something I found interesting was that no nation, not even the Snow Empire, had the courage to publicly claim the center island as part of their nation, as their territory, probably because it would result in conflict with other nations, which was my secret intention when ending the island, that it would cause some type of war. But it didn't cause a war, or maybe just not yet.
See, okay. Stuff like this is where I just don't have the mentality to make this interesting. Because everyone has like their own nation and their own stuff, right? And then you add in this new area, no one should claim that. Or it should be like universal. My brain doesn't go immediately to even the people who found it first being the ones that get to have it. I don't know, dude. I'm so basic and boring, man. I don't want to fight over shit. Why can't we just share? Why can't we just be nice? And like, I don't understand why they don't already trade shit. I don't have the brain for this stuff because I'm always just, I don't know, thinking of what needs to be done that's quote unquote helpful and quote unquote right and quote unquote this and da 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 da. Like, why don't we just help each other? Why do we have to fight at all? I'd die. I would be murdered. Finders, keepers, I don't know about that. Thomas! Thomas, thank you so very much for the subby. I appreciate it. Thank you for your 3 months. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much, darling. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. What the fuck? Someone cutting down my home?
Or maybe just not yet. Meanwhile, I present to you the story of Los Pollos Hermanos.
Oh.
Wow, you've really expanded your business.
Yeah, we're doing quite well.
Because starvation was such a big problem in the desert, Drip Chicken had made it his life's mission to feed the people of the desert. And ever since I spoke with him on day 2 next to his little food stand, Los Pollos Hermanos had become a staple of the Sultanate. But this business would soon run into some problems.
Uh-oh.
See, on days 4 and 5, the Sultan storming hell was unsatisfied with the slow progress on his build project, the Holy City. So he demanded that the farmers of the Sultanate stop growing food and instead work on his build project. And
hey, people growing food for my nation. Yeah, stop doing that. I have a monument to build. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious? People are gonna start dying. People are going to die.
just like that, the food supply going into Los Pollos Hermanos had completely stopped. The restaurant suddenly had no food available to sell.
That is so
Having no
stupid.
food, Drip Chicken was instead forced to sell some questionable products.
Oh,
and if he
no.
was caught selling these products by either the Sultan or the Sultan's twin guards, he would probably receive a life sentence in the Sultanate prison. Meanwhile, the farmers of the Sultanate were unhappy since they wanted to farm, not be forced to build. So
Yeah.
in a rebellious move on day 5, Drip Chicken and the farmers secretly set up a meeting with Saps, the leader of Theria.
Oh!
I know you want to move to Theria, but if you do, the Sultan will send his elite squad to hunt you down.
So, what do we do?
Go to Plains or something. There's about to be chaos in the desert.
And Saps was correct. There was about to be chaos in the desert. For reasons he couldn't tell the farmers just yet, but he did tell me.
You know who Davert is?
Yeah, I think so. He's one of the twin guards, right?
He's about to leave the Sultanate and join me.
Really?
What?
The two people the Sultan trusts the most are his two twin guards, the brothers Davrit and Zamta, but one of them had grown tired of the authoritarian and warmongering ways of the Sultan.
Oh.
So Davrit had reached out to the leader of Theria, and together they created the single craziest plan I have ever heard, and this was it. First, Davrit leaves the Sultanate to join Theria. Next, the Sultan finds out about the betrayal and sends his elite squad to kill Davrit. Then, when the elite squad is away hunting for Davrit and the Sultan is therefore alone, Davrit will sneak back into the Sultanate and kill the Sultan. Davrit will then claim leadership over the Sultanate, and as the new leader, he will finally bring peace to the desert.
I don't know if this will work. Honestly, I'm already on board because he's being tyrannical and he's literally starving his people by making his farmers fucking work instead of growing food. But I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to work, and I think it's going to cause just a war.
There is no way this works.
I don't think it works.
Brother, grow some chest hair. Trust me, you'll work, alright?
So, at the end
My
of
bad.
day 7, Davrit snuck out of the Sultanate and headed to Theria to begin the operation, while Drip Chicken and the farmers fled to the Plains Island. On their way out, some of them took one final look back at their home, at their restaurant, knowing that they would probably never see it again, knowing that the story of Los Pollos Hermanos had come to an end.
Damn. That's sad.
On day 8, there was a major event on the Snow Island.
Oh.
For the first time ever, Emperor Olanulo had come out from his underground bunker. He had summoned the entire Snow Island to the Aculon Castle so he could publicly be crowned as the leader. Before the coronation, all high-ranking officials were required to provide Olanulo a gift.
I present to you a high-quality pair of premium brand sneakers.
Thank you, Appleman.
I, Baron Saul Goodman, give you this present, Lord Olanulo. My presence is your present.
After the gifts, Olanulo asked his second-in-command, A Freakin' Turkey, to make a speech affirming Olanulo's undisputed leadership.
Oh.
My friends, the Aculon Empire is the strongest nation in the world. Not because of one leader, but because of all of us.
Thank you, Turkey.
At the end of the ceremony, Olanulo asked all of his citizens to follow him out of the castle, down the main path of the Empire, in a symbolic move meant to showcase the unity of the Snow Island.
Why do I get a bad feeling about this? No, I think we're good. Maybe.
But this image of unity was only a mirage. There was a lot of discontent building within the Empire for many reasons. People didn't like that Olanulo's knights were constantly bossing them around, nor did the Aculon builders like it when Olanulo forced them to work on the Aculon Castle instead of letting them finish their own projects. There was this general sense that Olanulo might be overreaching with his power, especially when he started spying on his own citizens to see who was criticizing his leadership. See, Olanulo believed that in order for his citizens to have a good life, they have to live in a strong nation, and the only way to maintain a strong nation was through complete unity under a powerful and unchallenged leader. This is why Olanulo was fearful about the discontent within his nation, as well as the rising popularity of his second-in-command, A Freakin' Turkey.
That would only become an issue if Turkey got power hungry. Because you were always behind the scenes and stuff. So even if publicly Turkey took over as like leader, see, none of this makes sense to me. None of this makes sense to me because I don't understand why you wouldn't just work together and be like, oh, I'm not good. Dude, I'm not drama enough. Guys, I would suck at this. I would not be drama enough. I don't understand. Like, you got a good thing going here. I don't understand.
Knowing that they were being spied on, many of A Freakin' Turkey's supporters were becoming scared living on the Snow Island, afraid that they would be executed for not supporting Olanulo's leadership. So, with the help of A Freakin' Turkey, plus another high-ranking official, its Ender, some Aculon citizens organized secret evacuations out of the Snow Island through underground tunnels, some of which led to Seth's nation in the jungle, others going to Sidefall's nation in plains. Both Seth and Sidefall were very open to accepting refugees, especially those who opposed Olanulo, someone who they believed to be a dangerous tyrant. Also, they had just found out that Olanulo had actually sent spies all across the world, including into their own nations, so they didn't like him very much.
Yeah, okay, so we're going down this slippery slope. That's unfortunate.
We're not going back until there's some form of democracy in Snow.
I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Meanwhile in Plains, Mr. Turkey, are you starting a revolution?
No, I do not want a revolution. I just want to make sure Olanulo doesn't kill these people.
When are you going back to the Snow Island?
Probably tomorrow, because I'm gonna try and host a meeting with Olanulo. I just think he's gone too far.
So while A Freakin' Turkey stayed on the Plains Island for the rest of the day, Seth and Sidefall created the first ever multi-island treaty. This treaty not only established Seth and Sidefall as allies, but it also declared their nations refugee states, ones that are willing to accept all people fleeing from dictatorial regimes like the Sultanate or the Aculon Empire. As for African Turkey's position in the Aculon Empire, he was still technically the second in command, but it was only a matter of time before Olanulo finds out about the missing citizens, and then it's very likely that Turkey will be stripped of his position or be kicked out of the Snow Island entirely and be—
Honestly, him being stripped of his position or kicked out would not be the worst case scenario. I'm just worried that he's gonna get killed, or they're at least going to attempt to kill him.
Become a refugee himself. Yeah, I don't know if... Wait, is that a basketball court? On day 8, the center island was getting a lot of visits from curious players, and instead of fighting each other, everyone was just kind of hanging out and doing their own thing.
Yay!
What is this? Don't question me. Later that night, some adventurers started terraforming the dead terrain, making it green. These guys, meanwhile, made a secret underground church, and they hosted many ceremonies and cultural events. What type of ritual is this? Now, I actually attended 2 churches on day 8, the second one inside Falls Nation, although I was very disturbed by the person sitting next to me.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Only 2 in part that we stay home. I cannot say what right way to lead this world.
Whoa, what did I do? They're taking him away.
Oh no.
Later that night, the plains...
Would that be like indecent exposure?
Island received an unexpected visit from the Aculon Empire's state-sponsored journalist. I'm with the news. Down with the news. Go away, tabloids. Go away. No false news today. They're kicking out the journalists. Meanwhile, I ran into these plains farmers who literally did nothing but plant wheat everywhere.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Look at all this freaking wheat!
Now, right next to the wheat field was a cookie factory in Horus Crown's nation, which took the wheat and made a variety of baked goods. See, ever since the Great Plains Alliance was signed on day 4, the people of Plains believed their island to be, for the most part, a very safe place to live, and as a result, many players felt secure enough to run their own businesses. There was the bakery, an Outback Steakhouse, boating and kayaking, 2 KFCs, and there was the most recent addition, Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yay!
You made one in the Plains biome?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Expansion.
Claiming refugee status, Drip Chicken and the Sultanate farmers received citizenship inside Falls Nation, where they were able to rebuild their famous restaurant. Yay! And the people of Plains welcomed the refugees with open arms. The only person who wasn't happy was the owner of KFC, who now had competition.
Oh, well.
Anyway, when word got out in the desert that Drip Chicken and the farmers had fled the Sultanate, as did Davrit, many loyalists in the Sultanate were furious with these betrayals. While the Sultanate was still the second most powerful nation in the world, the first being Aculon, these betrayals of the Sultanate hurt the Sultan's public image, and he feared being seen as weak by the world and by his own people. So predictably, the Sultan sent his elite squad out into the desert to try to find and kill both Davrit and Drip Chicken. But instead of staying home in the Sultanate, this time the Sultan traveled with his elite squad.
Okay. Small hiccup in the plan.
Threw a wrench into Davrit's assassination plan, and Davrit had no choice but to keep hiding underground until he saw an opportunity to strike. Meanwhile, the leader of Theria, Saps, was extremely worried because he knew that the fate of his nation and his people rested on this assassination attempt. If it succeeds and the Sultan is killed, well, then all is well. But if it fails, it will only be a matter of time before the Sultan finds out that Saps was behind the plan And then there is no doubt that the Sultan will seek revenge and absolutely obliterate Theria, killing not just Saps, but all his people who, by the way, were entirely innocent. Saps purposefully didn't tell any of his citizens that he was involved in an assassination plot because they definitely wouldn't approve of something that puts them in such danger. All of this tension in the desert was really starting to get to some people, like this group, which made a giant lava wall around their civilization. They wanted nothing to do with the politics of the desert, and they were rather paranoid about everything.
The walls keep us safe. We can't leave the walls for long, because then we're not safe. Everyone inside the walls is safe, everyone outside is not safe. They're strangers, we shouldn't trust them. Oh, by the way, also don't push any buttons you find in here.
Okay. I actually think this group was more of a cult than a civilization, but still, I think they had the right idea.
Damn.
And now we go back to the Jungle War. I say war because both major nations had already basically decided that they cannot coexist in the jungle. Seth was mad at the Sea People for killing many of his allies, while the Sea People were mad because Seth wouldn't let them kill those who they believed to be criminals. Neither nation was willing to compromise on this, so war seemed inevitable. However, because Seth had also recently formed an alliance with Sidefall from Plains, a war between the two jungle nations would likely cause Sidefall, as well as the rest of the Plains Island, to join the battle, thus turning this into an actual world war. So, given that the stakes were so much higher now, both sides agreed to have one final meeting to maybe work things out. It was Wazak who quickly offered his nation as a good neutral location for the meeting, and he was quite enthusiastic about hosting.
Okay. I can't tell if I think anything nefarious is gonna happen. I think we're good.
On day 8, Seth and the Sea People sent their highest ranking officials to Wazak's nation, where the meeting would take place.
This might be okay.
Alright, Seth. You're up first.
I think the Sea People are killing people for a lot of irrational reasons. So, you know, as an example, right? They had 5 stacks of cookies taken from them. That takes like 3 minutes to get, bro. And he's like, I don't think you should murder someone over that.
We requested he give it back, and he basically said no, so he was put on KOS and we killed him.
So that was exactly what Seth just said.
Let me add some context.
I mean,
over cookies? I mean, I don't think that people should be allowed to just steal and not have to pay some sort of price, but murder over cookies is definitely a choice.
Soon, the argument began to escalate.
And the people you attacked were direct allies.
I'm sorry, but what other ways do we have to stop the chaos in the jungle?
They stole. They deserve to be killed over it.
Do you really want to go to war over this?
Well, if you keep killing our people, then we won't just stand by and watch.
Alright, fine. The Sea People declare war.
Alright, let's do it.
But before a fight could begin, Wazak yelled, "Double now!"
Uh-oh. Well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Well,
Wazak had just killed 7 people using his sand trap before getting away. Seth and the Sea People decided to put their war on hold and declared a unified worldwide manhunt for Wazak. Everyone was confused about why Wazak did this, but then I remembered something Wazak had told me the day before.
Listen, if the war breaks out, I have a plan to stop it.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, you'll see, my friend.
When Seth and the Sea People declared war on each other, Wazak decided to use his sand trap and make himself the villain, so that the entire jungle would make peace to unite against him, therefore actually preventing a world war.
I don't think I like this. On one hand, like, I understand what you're doing. Oh, they've declared war, so let's just like nip it in the bud. But it looked like you didn't even kill the leaders or high-ranking officials. I don't know who you killed, but it seems you didn't get anyone of importance. I understand that you did it to unite them against you, but I don't know, dude. I don't like this.
Wazik is now hiding underground.
I see the thought process. I just don't like it. Killing the leaders wasn't the point. I mean, killing anyone shouldn't have been the point. Like, people still died in that. You still murdered people. And I understand the argument that it's to prevent them from going to war with each other and killing more than 7 people. I understand that, but I still don't like that. I just don't.
After spending most of the previous day trying to hunt down his enemies, the Sultan storming hell decided to take a break from the hunt and attend a wedding hosted by a small neighboring desert nation. It was a huge honor in the desert for the Sultan to visit your civilization, so there was a lot of buzz surrounding the Sultan's visit, and everyone in the desert knew he would be there. Zamta the twin guard was also at the wedding, and he was quite thankful for the break since he secretly despised having to hunt for his own brother. When the Sultan demanded that Davert be tracked down and killed, Zamta was horrified by this order, but he kept silent, fearing that he'd be next. Zamta could only hope that Davert was far away now, hiding in a place where the Sultan would never find him. But it turned out Davert was not far away at all, because he was on a mission.
Oh,
he's actually here. Davert was coming to kill the Sultan, but he had to be sneaky because the Sultan was guarded by his elite team. The plan was to catch him and his team off guard since it would only take a few hits to kill him.
Okay.
I'm so nervous right now.
There's so many people around him, though.
Did the wedding end? The wedding's over. He's leaving. Oh, he's leaving.
Uh-oh. 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 Oh!
Davert!
Oh!
Holy crap! Oh! He's hit him so many times.
Did he eat a gold apple?
He's getting away. The elite team is on Davert big time.
Uh-oh. 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 One more? Ooh!
Oh! Oh, he's getting close. He's getting close. Oh, he turned around. Holy crap. Everyone's here now. This is insane.
Oh, someone died. No! His brother! Wait! Oh, could his brother? Big balls with the brother? No! Oh, he's running. Oh, no. Oh, he's not running. Oh! I was so hoping. Oh. Okay. So the assassination attempt failed. I was really hoping that the other twin would finish the job. Because even if you, like, okay, your brother died. I'd finish him off and then just get killed by the squad. And hope that those that remain can do something about it. Unless he thinks that he's gonna stay around. I think this is him. I can't tell who's who. Unless he thinks that he's gonna stick around and potentially be able to do something better than that. But he's already in a pretty weakened state. And your brother just died. Also, I don't agree with Saps just ending it, but no one knew about it. And if he just does that, then the Sultan can't come after him. But that doesn't mean that the Sultan won't go after his people anyway. I don't know.
Sultan's on his way back home, I think. What is happening?
You should have killed him. Please? Yes! Do it! Do it! Do it! Yes!
What?
Yes! Yes!
Oh boy. Angry about the death of his brother Davrit, Zamta betrayed and killed the Sultan, storming hell in what he called an act of revenge. All of a sudden, within the span of a few minutes, storming hell, Saps, and Davrit were all dead. Both the Sultanate and Theria were without a leader, and
See, I think if Saps would have just waited, if he would have just waited. You can't wait a minute? Ah, fwick.
the desert island was in a state of total confusion.
Yep.
Now, because the Sultanate didn't have a solid line of succession, there was a short power struggle that ended with the Sultanate getting completely dissolved. On day 9, the second most powerful nation in the world had fallen, and most of the Sultanate's citizens ended up fleeing. That being said, it wasn't totally the end. Some who were still loyal to the late Sultan decided to form their own militias, whose only goal was to track down Zamta and avenge the Sultan.
We are called by our divine leader to kill the dirty traitor. Mashallah.
Theria, on the other hand, didn't dissolve and instead elected a new leader, a player named Jophiel, who was well-liked and trusted in the community. Still, the people of Theria would continue to live in a state of fear, afraid they would be invaded by one of the new desert militias. Also, they would never find out why their founder Saps jumped off the Therian tower, which he did because of guilt. After he saw Davrit die, Saps believed that the Sultan would invade and destroy Theria, and he felt too ashamed knowing that he would be responsible. It was only thanks to Zamta that the invasion didn't happen.
Yep.
The death of the Sultan sent shockwaves throughout not just the desert, but the whole world. Many nations went on lockdown, including the Akulon Empire. While they technically weren't allies, Emperor Olanilo had always admired Sultan Storminghell's strong authoritarian leadership, so
The fuck? The hell you say? Throw them both away.
after the lockdown, Olanilo sent his diplomats to the desert to offer support to the Sultanate militias.
Oh my days.
At the same time, on the Plains Island, Drip Chicken of Los Pollos Hermanos was watching the desert from afar, and he was worried about these rumored desert militias. Because Drip Chicken was from the desert, he was able to educate his customers in Plains about the politics of the desert, and after Saps's death, he encouraged Sidefall to send diplomats to Theria quickly, and Sidefall did just that. On day 9, Theria officially joined Seth and all the Plains nations in the refugee state contract, and what originally started as a simple refugee agreement between Seth and Sidefall had now turned into a worldwide alliance called the Alliance of Democratic Nations, or put simply, the Allies.
Very nice.
As the people of the Aculon Empire continued their daily routines, the highest-ranking officials of the Empire gathered to discuss the new existential dilemma they were now facing. The Aculon Empire had always been the most powerful nation in the world, and it still technically is, but when adding together the populations of all the states in the Democratic Nations Alliance, it is the allies that have more people overall. This made Aculon officials extremely worried. They saw this as the first legitimate threat to the regime. Olanulo agreed with this view, but at the moment, his attention was on another problem entirely, the problem known as A Freakin' Turkey.
Oh no. Why?
A Freakin' Turkey's rise to popularity had always bothered Olanulo, but now this conflict was at an absolute breaking point because yesterday, one of Olanulo's spies caught A Freakin' Turkey helping Snow citizens flee the Empire. Fleeing or defecting was strictly against Aculon law. Olanulo's spy also saw A Freakin' Turkey hanging out with not just Sidefall, but nearly all the major Plains leaders, which made Olanulo think.
Okay. I started off so in favor of these guys. So extremely in favor. I thought you had a really good thing going. I don't know what the fuck you did. I don't know, like, either your suspicion got the better of you way too early on, but like, this could have been fine. But I guess it just all depends on your belief that people aren't gonna be shit, and then those people in turn not being shit. But it seems like Turkey wasn't gonna do anything. Like, it was just this guy being paranoid about shit that didn't even, like, come to fruition. I don't know why you would... I don't know, dude.
Is A Freakin' Turkey planning something? Is he secretly working with the allies? Is he about to orchestrate a full-scale revolution or an invasion of the Aculon Empire? These were all questions that Olanulo was wrestling with, and the more he thought about it, the more he convinced himself that A Freakin' Turkey was probably committing some sort of treason and needed to be stopped. Yesterday, A Freakin' Turkey had reached out to Olanulo for a meeting, and today, Olanulo accepted this request, but with a few conditions. 1, this meeting takes place at the Aculon Castle. 2, Turkey comes alone. And 3, the meeting takes place not today, but tomorrow, because Olanulo needed some extra time for his builders to finish a certain project located on the top of the Aculon Castle.
He's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him or he's gonna imprison him. And I don't think it's gonna be imprisonment. I think he's going to kill him.
Nobody knew why or what the strange-looking tower was, but Olanulo insisted it be completed by the time Turkey shows up.
Tomorrow is certainly going to be interesting, so make sure everyone's ready.
Lastly, later in the day, Olanulo sent diplomats to establish alliances with both the desert militias and with the sea people in the jungle. Olanulo appreciated the sea people's value of order, and he promised that he will help them stop the chaos in the jungle and help them catch their #1 most wanted criminal, Wazuk. The sea people accepted this alliance, but they ended up not needing Aculon's help because late into day 9, Wazuk decided to turn himself in.
Oh.
He's about to be executed. A guilty conscience, perhaps.
Yeah, they don't really have a justice system, huh? They're just gonna kill him.
All right, Wazuk, I understand you have a prepared statement. You may now read your final words.
Yes, thank you. Hello everyone, it's your old friend Wazuk.
Hi.
In the beginning, I wanted to rule the world. But I've made some bad decisions. And now, it's my time to go.
You killed innocents. Not making speak.
If there's one thing I've learned, is that time can never be your trusted friend.
Yeah. Oh, I got his dad.
Long live the jungle.
There he goes. There he goes.
After deciding that being a criminal in hiding isn't how he wanted to live, Wazik instead chose to face his inevitable death on his own terms, and by doing so, he gave the jungle one last moment of unity.
Anyone else jumping?
The conflict between the two major jungle tribes was still unresolved, especially now that they were in opposing alliances, but for this brief moment, there was peace in the jungle. Well, that was fun. Everyone's coming down the tree now. Most nations around the world took the end of day 9 to rest and reflect on how far they've come. For example, the jungle's Blue Cross tribe celebrated becoming international, with at least one charity location on each island.
Oh, that's
Meanwhile,
sick.
in the desert, the two sultanate militias held a funeral for the late sultan, where they vowed to get revenge and chanted death to Theria, after which they proceeded to finish building the sultan's holy city in his honor. Theria, on the other hand, expanded its reach into the arts and became the first civilization to develop music.
Sorry, I sneezed. I think I muted in time.
Lastly, on the Plains Island, businesses were booming and civilizations were thriving. On day 9, the Plains Island had finished the construction of the Ish, the international state highway, which made trade and transportation between the major Plains nations much faster. Overall, the building and architecture and player creativity in Plains was simply amazing. And it was all made possible by the political stability of the Plains Island. Many in the desert and jungle and snow looked at Plains as the shining beacon that they can aspire to be like one day.
Ooh, that change.
As the end of the day approached, a freak in Turkey returned to the Plains Tavern after spending the day traveling around the world, visiting civilizations in the jungle, the deserts, and of course the Plains Island. During many of his visits, he was very surprised when he found out that most people from these foreign nations not only knew about him, but admired him. This was because rumor had spread about his disobedience to Olanulo, and as a result, he had earned a worldwide reputation as the savior of refugees, the honorable rebel, the man who stood up to the emperor.
That's not good. That's just gonna make him want to murder you more. Oh, that's not good.
And everywhere a freak in Turkey went, he was welcomed with open arms.
Oh
By the way,
no.
I think he would have been perfect for that.
Yeah, I heard there was a comedy show here. You should have called me over.
When it came to the Akulon Empire, the truth was, a freak in Turkey had no intention of causing any type of uprising or revolution. In fact, he was strictly against the idea, knowing just how devastating a major war would be. But he did want change in the empire. During his prolonged stay in Plains, he had seen what freedom and democracy look like. He had come to regret his more tyrannical actions in the early days, and he now envisioned a reformed Akulon Empire. His new dream was to bring democracy to Snow, bring freedom to the people of the Akulon Empire.
That is not gonna go well. Oh, I don't think he will, but I hope that he changes his mind about going to the castle for this meeting. Because he has to go into the castle, he has to go alone, and they're gonna go up this tower. And I would love to be proven wrong. Please prove me wrong. I think he's either going to be imprisoned or killed. This is not gonna go well. And the Emperor is too much of a tyrant to care. This could be a collective world war, depending. It very much depends on which nations deem it worthy to go against an entire island, but I have a very bad feeling about this.
And make the snow refugees feel safe to come back home.
I might just be overly optimistic, but I think we can achieve world peace.
Okay. If a freaking Turkey is able to convince Alanilo to convert the empire from a tyrannical dictatorship into a free democracy, and then the Aculon Empire ends up joining the Allies, then world peace wouldn't just be a far-fetched idea for wishful thinkers. It would actually happen. With this massive goal in mind, a freaking Turkey prepared for tomorrow for his big meeting with Alanilo.
Oh no. Please let me be wrong.
Just remember everything we talked about. We'll be watching.
Before a freaking Turkey took off for the Snow Island, he had met with the 4 major plains leaders one last time to tell them what he hopes to achieve in his upcoming talk with Alanilo.
Oh,
the plains
no.
leaders were pessimistic. See, when they heard about Alanilo's strict conditions for the meeting to take place, they suspected that this was going to be the meeting where Alanilo removes Turkey from his second-in-command position, or worse, puts Turkey in Aculon's prison.
Yeah.
Whatever happens today, the
worried.
Plains leaders promised Turkey that he has the full support of the allied nations. Even if they can't attend the meeting, they will be watching and will do whatever they can to help him. There we go. Turkey is now back on the Snow Island. I think he's going to the meeting right away.
I'm scared. I'm worried. Hello. And he never walked out that door again.
This is weird. Turkey's been in the castle for like a few minutes now, and Alanilo's nowhere to be seen. Oh, he's right here. He's on his way. Here we go. Everyone's here now.
Dude, I'm literally holding my breath.
Knights come to the castle. Wow, I think these are all the high-ranking officials of Aculon. They're all here.
Hear ye, hear ye. All barons, Duke Turkey, and fellow knights have now come together to speak with Emperor Alanilo. Alanilo, would you please start the conversation?
Wait. Turkey, hold up. So before we begin, sorry to interrupt. I have a special thing I want to do real quick.
Wait.
Here.
Drew, not yet. I want to do something first. Turkey, can you sit on the throne for a second?
Why?
No, thank you.
Just do it.
No, thank you.
Okay. What are we doing?
What is happening?
Can I trust you, Turkey?
In what way?
Yeah?
You like
What?
this, right? Sitting on the throne?
I'm going to get nasty. I'm going to get so rude. I'm going to become so mean to you. And everyone's gonna get mad at me again. You insecure, paranoid idiot. Turkey doesn't want your shit, bro. He's not looking to replace you. He wants you to change. He wants you to better. And you are so fucking... You put him on your throne and be like, yeah, you like that? What kind of freak ass bullshit are you doing right now, trying to prove a point? Trying to make up a point to prove. Remember, this is the guy she liked at the beginning? Yeah, and he fucking ruined it. I'm sorry. I thought he would have a goddamn brain. Oh. Go on. Go on your little fuck-ass speech. Go ahead.
Yeah?
You like
What?
this, right? Sitting on the throne?
You put me on here. I don't know what you're talking about.
In front of all these people?
What are you getting on about?
I know that you've colluded with the Plains Alliance. And I know that you want to take over this nation. Take this throne for yourself.
Whoa. What?
These are accusations. What proof do you have? Because I've spoken with these alliances, because I like their thinking, and I think that they could bring some really amazing change if you would be willing to listen. I'm not here to take anything from you. This has always been yours. I respect that it is yours. I swear to God.
There's nothing you can do at this point to convince me that you're not plotting a revolution against me.
You are fucking stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You literally had such a good fucking thing going. You had me. I was fucking smitten. And you have ruined it. And you're about to do something worse. Because you're fucking stupid. And you are paranoid. And you are insecure. That is fucking pathetic. This is so fucking stupid.
I caught you red-handed.
No! Alanulo! Yes, I've talked with Plains. I've also talked with Desert and Jungle. I am a diplomat. And I'll tell you this, all those people that I talked with will become our allies the moment we turn this place into an actual democracy.
Why are you secretly leading people off my island?
Because they want to leave?
Because they thought you were going to kill them. And to be honest, so did I. So that's the point of this meeting. You want to get rid of me?
I am so irrationally upset. You are such a fucking dumbass. How do these people stand you? How do these people operate underneath you? You literally, you had everything set up so fucking well. And you have spit in its face because you are so... You can't see... What is it? You can't see the forest through the trees? Like... You're making up shit. You don't have anything. You're saying that you caught him red-handed because he's been going around and talking to people. Do you have people that have recorded their conversations? Do you have actual proof that he is doing any sort of planning to take over and all of this shit? No, you don't, because it doesn't fucking exist. But that doesn't matter to you. That doesn't matter to you. Because you're already so worried, so convinced within yourself that no amount of reasoning, no amount of proof, no amount of actual fucking thinking is going to move you from this decision. And that is so fucking stupid. And that is what pisses me off about this shit. And that is why I cannot do this shit. Oh.
You know what? How about I just leave, and you won't have to deal with me again? I'm just gonna go.
That
Okay?
he's not gonna let that happen.
Yeah, and then you'll come back with an army.
My fucking
I'm sorry,
God.
Turkey.
I did not think it possible. But I do believe that I have found someone that I despise worse than Flux. You wasted your golden opportunity, something that you had in motion. You are useless. That is crazy. And all of these people that are following you are dumber than you at this point. I am so irritated because I thought that you were so fucking big brain. I thought that you had everything going on. And you have wasted it. That is so fucking sad. And exactly what I knew would happen has happened. Turkey should have never went into that castle.
Wow.
I hope you burn.
Oh. Wait, they're killing Turkey's supporters. They're hunting down his supporters as well. This is crazy. Like that, there was a purge on the Snow Island, and many of Turkey's supporters were killed. The few who were able to escape immediately swam to the other islands to tell everyone exactly what happened.
And all of the knights started executing Bernie, Ender, Turkey. They assassinated some of the most loved members of Akalon.
When A Freakin' Turkey's death message appeared in chat, people around the world were outraged, and shortly after, the leaders of the allied nations started activating their militaries, putting them on standby.
Turkey once visited Los Pollos Hermanos. I'm giving the army chicken for 50% off to make sure they're ready for battle.
Meanwhile, Alanielo got word that the allies were preparing their armies, so he declared a full lockdown, reached out to his own allies, and called them to the Akulon castle to be ready in case the allies declare war. And sure enough, when the Blaze leaders talked with Theria and Seth, the vote was unanimous. On day 10, the Alliance of Democratic Nations officially declared war on the Akulon Empire.
That is such a fucking waste of potential. That is such a fucking waste of potential. This is the dumbest. I am so upset. This could have been amazing, dude. This could have been so fucking amazing. I am so sad. I am actually legitimately upset. Like, if he would have just had more fucking smarts and not been so controlled by paranoia, this could have been so fucking amazing.
I just want to say I wish you luck and great success. Hopefully we all see some of you tomorrow to sign the constitution of the new Aculon Republic. The new Aculon Republic that we all dream about having. Thank you. Thank you all.
This isn't about us. This isn't about our lives. It's about getting justice for Turkey and ridding the world of tyranny.
All the allied nations met up at the center island so they could attack the snow island together.
If there's enough people, shouldn't they surround an attack, maybe?
Today, we fight for revenge. We fight for freedom.
That's a lot of people.
Little did the Allies know, Oladiolo had set a trap. The Aculon builders had taken inspiration from history and created what they called the Iron Torch, the most advanced defensive tower in the world, complete with dangerous height, sturdy walls, arrow slits, and lava cover. This is crazy.
They're here.
Won't this, like, fall so slowly that it won't really matter? Because the lava's not already falling.
Time can never be your trusted friend or your sworn ally. No, it's the harshest mistress of all. And life is just a chain of moments spent, 1,000 hellos and goodbyes. Maybe a love like ours can lead out its call.
Oh.
Ooh!
Damn!
Watch out, they're coming up.
Ooh! Uh-oh. 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 Damn. Oh!
They're dropping lava on them.
Watch out for the arrows. Keep going.
That does look really sick. Oh no! Dude, there's so much chaos going on. Oh! Oh no! There he goes! Later, bitch. Nice.
What? Olanulo died!
Nice.
Soon after Olanulo died, the Aculon Empire officially surrendered.
Wait,
Good.
Aculon's officials say they surrendered? Still kill them.
But even though Aculon surrendered, the Allies didn't stop fighting. No mercy, no mercy. They're all saying no mercy. Like that,
I mean, they
there
are
was a purge
tyrannical.
on the Snow Island, but this time it was the supporters of Turkey doing the killing. This is just an absolute slaughter fest.
Yep. At least the high officials would like have to
After
go.
a while, the Allies had completely taken over the Iron Torch, and all the Aculon forces had either been killed or had fled the island and gone into hiding. And with that, the Alliance of Democratic Nations had defeated the Aculon Empire.
What a shame,
it was only
dude.
when the war ended and the clouds parted that the Allies were finally able to reflect on what they had done. They had succeeded, but they had also shown no mercy. When their enemy surrendered, they continued to be ruthless and thirsty for blood. It was as if they had become their enemy.
Yeah.
As the Allies each safely returned to their homes, now with a clear mind, many of them felt regret. Neither side was completely innocent, and the war was complicated. But at least it was over. And the Allies had won.
Damn. 502 people.
Over the next few days, the people of Plains, Theria, Seth, and a few smaller nations created a world alliance with a massive parliament building on the center island, where world leaders met to discuss the affairs of their nations and, most importantly, to keep the peace.
I love this. See, this is the stuff that I would be for. I like this. Like, why can't we just all... I know it would still be a headache because politics and having to, like, kind of pitch your bullshit and stuff, but this is nice. I like this. I like the more, I guess, convoluted stuff that you have to do it quote-unquote correctly or whatever.
And the first order of business was pardoning the few living players who fought for Aculon so they didn't have to live in hiding. Meanwhile, the snow refugees were able to move back to the Snow Island and create the new Aculon Republic, putting democracy in snow. They also tore down the remains of the Iron Torch and put in its place a graveyard honoring all who died in the Battle of Aculon. And overlooking the graveyard was the man, or Turkey, who inspired them all.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
And so, the jungle went back to hosting comedy shows, the desert went back to pursuing the arts, and Drift Chicken went back to running Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yay!
After all that happened throughout the days, things were finally settling down.
That's cool.
For many players, the newfound peace allowed for new stories to begin. But for us, it's a good place to end.
Yay! That was nice. That was nice. That was great. I love that. That was so fucking cool. Okay. Alright. I don't know how I feel overall. I was so on board. I was fully, entirely on board. I thought that they were set up for greatness and really just got shot in the foot. And it legitimately, it makes me sad. It makes me upset because it could have been great. Like it was mostly on its way there and it just devolved and everything. Like, I don't know, dude. It definitely was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. And through all my complaining, all of my griping, it really was an amazing video. I did enjoy it. Please, 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 please make sure that you check out the original video. It's gonna be linked down below. And if you liked my video, make sure that you like and subscribe so I can see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye!